Let's talk briefly about the common law and the law of attempt. Under the common law, there were no attempt crimes. Okay, there was no attempted theft or attempted burglary or anything like that. The reason for that is because it didn't really fit with their notions of justice. There's no need for retribution or revenge if someone, for example, attempts to break into your house but fails to do so. So they didn't have laws against it. What happened was they did perceive a need to prevent crime, to stop crimes before they happened in some instances. And so they created laws against unlawful assembly, for example, walking at night, keeping weapons in your house, lying in wait. Those are all examples of activities that are precursors to crime. They're something that happens right before a crime happens. And so they were criminalized. They were made against the law by common law courts. Now, in addition to that, we have the Star Chamber. So the Star Chamber is something that was quite different. It was a court that was supposed to fill in the gaps for what couldn't be handled in the common law courts. One example is that the Star Chamber would handle cases against very powerful people, because those powerful people wouldn't be called upon to be responsible for their actions in common law courts, but they would be in the Star Chamber. The Star Chamber also is where attempts first started to be prosecuted under the British system. And so a famous example is in 1614, Sir Francis Bacon prosecuted a case where these men were preparing to have a sword fight, which wasn't against the law, but they decided to prosecute it to discourage duels. And also they prosecuted threats and attempts to coin money. So the Star Chamber was really making headway into the law of attempt. Now in 1641, the Star Chamber was abolished. And so for over 100 years, there weren't these prosecutions for attempt, because that's where they had been happening, until 1784 in Rex v. Schofield, where it was actually the first common law case of attempt that was prosecuted. So that's a little bit of history from England on the law of attempt.